Hi everyone, it's Becky here, your current group president, and welcome to the Big Vote Results 2020. It's been a fantastic week of campaigning for all of our candidates, and now it's time to find out the results. We'll start with the part-time officer roles on our Carmarthen campus. The first position is our LGBT officer open space. The candidates for these positions were Blake Wonnacott and reopened nominations. The total amount of votes needed in this election were 296. Blake Wonnacott ran uncontested. Blake got 251 votes, reopened nominations got 45 votes. Blake Wonnacott has met the quota and is duly elected. Congratulations, Blake. We now move to our sports club officer. The candidates for this position were Thomas Morris and reopened nominations. The total amount of votes in this election were 284. Thomas Morris ran uncontested. Thomas got 262 votes, reopened nominations got 22 votes. Thomas Morris has therefore met the quota and is elected. Congratulations, Thomas. We now move to our Women's Liberation Officer position for Carmarthen. The candidates were Bronwyn Mosey and reopened nominations. The total amount of votes in this election were 297. Bronwyn Mosey ran uncontested. Bronwyn got 256 votes, reopened nominations got 41 votes. Bronwyn Mosey has met the quota and is elected. Congratulations, Bronwyn. We now move to the part-time officer positions for our Abertawe campus. The first one is our Disabled Students Officer. The candidates for this position were Emily Sykes and reopened nominations. The total amount of votes in this election were 309. Emily Sykes ran uncontested. She received 290 votes and reopened nominations received 19 votes. Therefore, Emily Sykes has met the quota and is elected. Congratulations, Emily. For our LGBT plus officer, Open Space, our candidates were Rhiannon Watts-Robinson and reopened nominations. The total amount of votes in this election were 295. Rhiannon Watts-Robinson ran uncontested. Rhiannon received 253 votes, reopened nominations received 42 votes. Therefore, Rhiannon Watts-Robinson has met the quota and is elected. Congratulations, Rhiannon. For our LGBT plus officer Women's Space, our candidates were Farron Walmsley and reopened nominations. The total amount of votes in this election were 286. Farron Walmsley ran uncontested. Farron received 246 votes. Reopened nominations received 40 votes. Therefore, Farron Walmsley has met the quota and is elected. Congratulations, Farron. For our Mature Students Officer, our candidates were Deborah Ashby and reopened nominations. The total amount of votes cast in this election were 265. Deborah ran uncontested. Deborah received 234 votes. Reopened nominations received 31 votes. Therefore, Deborah Ashby has met the quota and is elected. Congratulations, Deborah. For our Postgraduate Students Officer, our candidates were Ozzy Major and reopened nominations. The total amounts of votes in this election were 289. Ozzy Major ran uncontested. Ozzy Major received 247 votes. Reopened nominations received 42 votes. Therefore, Ozzy Major has met the quota and is elected as Postgraduate Students Officer. Congratulations, Ozzy. For Lampeter Societies Officer, our candidates were Jacob Summer, Lloyd Clements and reopened nominations. The total amount of votes in this election were 267. Jacob Summers received 139 votes, Lloyd Clements received 99 votes, and reopened nominations received 29 votes. Therefore, Jacob Summers in the first round has met the quota and is elected. Congratulations, Jacob. For our Sports Club Officer, our candidates were Daisy Harris and reopened nominations. The total amount of votes in this election were 264. Daisy Harris ran uncontested. Daisy received 235 votes. Reopened nominations received 29 votes. Daisy Harris has therefore met the quota and is elected our Sports Club Officer for Lampeter. Congratulations, Daisy. We now move to the Lampeter Sustainability Officer position. The candidates for this position were Lillian Earp, Christopher Rea, Saskia Judd, Izzy Hendricks and reopened nomination. The total amount of votes in this election were 274. Christopher Rea got 28 votes. Saskia Judd got 67 votes. Lillian Earp got 72 votes. Izzy Hendricks got 93 votes. And reopen nominations got 14 votes. So currently in the first round, no one has met the quota. The candidate with the lowest number of votes is removed, therefore reopen nomination is removed and shared by the voter's preference. Christopher Rea got 28 votes. Saskia Judd got 68 votes. Lillian Earp got 78 votes and Izzy Hendricks got 97 votes. The candidate with the lowest number of votes is removed, therefore Christopher Rea is removed and shared by the voter's preference. Saskia Judd is now on 68 votes. Lillian Earp is on 78 votes. Izzy Hendricks is on 97 votes. The candidate with the lowest number of votes is removed, therefore Saskia Judd is removed and shared by the voter's preference. In the fourth round, Lillian Earp got 93 votes and Izzy Hendricks got 116 votes. With the highest number of votes, Izzy Hendricks is duly elected. Congratulations, Izzy. For the Wellbeing Officer, our candidates were Georgie Vanderkolk-Pello and reopen nominations. The total amount of votes in this election were 284. Georgie Vanderkolk-Pello ran uncontested. Georgie got 258 votes. Reopen nominations got 26 votes. Therefore, Georgie Vanderkolk-Pello has met the quota and is elected. Congratulations, Georgie. For Lampeter's Welsh Language Officer, our candidates were Caelan Williams and reopen nominations. The total amount of votes in this election were 290. Caelan Williams ran uncontested. Caelan got 268 votes. Reopen nominations got 22 votes. Therefore, Caelan Williams has met the quota and is elected. Congratulations, Llongffagiadau, Caelan. We now move to our Swansea campus part-time officers. For our Mature Students Officer, our candidates were Christopher Grogan and reopen nominations. The total amount of votes cast in this election were 320. Christopher Grogan ran uncontested. Christopher got 263 votes. Reopen nominations got 57 votes. Therefore, Christopher Grogan has met the quota and is elected. Congratulations, Christopher. Our Societies Officer withdrew themselves from the election and therefore this position will be transferred to our by-elections in the autumn. For the Swansea Sports Club Officer, our candidates were George Dalton Brown and reopen nominations. The total amount of votes cast in this election were 304. George Dalton Brown ran uncontested. George received 273 votes. Reopen nominations received 31 votes. Therefore, George Dalton Brown has met the quota and is elected. Congratulations, George. For Swansea Student Engagement Officer, our candidates were Marok Gonzalez Norris and reopen nominations. The total amount of votes in this election were 298. Marok ran uncontested. Marok got 264 votes. Reopen nominations got 34 votes. Therefore, Marok Gonzalez Norris has met the quota and is elected. Congratulations, Marok. For the Sustainability Officer, our candidates were Fraser Reid, Hayden Williams and reopen nominations. The total amount of votes cast in this election were 302. Fraser Reid received 234 votes, Hayden Williams received 45 votes, and reopen nominations received 23 votes. Therefore, Fraser Reid was elected in the first round. Congratulations, Fraser. For our volunteering and RAG position, our candidate was Zaim Golamamado and reopen nominations. The total amount of votes in this election were 302. Zaim ran uncontested. Zaim got 260 votes. Reopen nominations got 42 votes. Therefore, Zaim Golamamado has met the quota and is elected. Congratulations, Zaim. For our Wellbeing Officer, our candidates were Thomas Pettifer and reopen nominations. The total amount of votes cast in this election were 313. Thomas Pettifer ran uncontested. Thomas Pettifer got 271 votes, reopen nominations got 42 votes, and therefore Thomas Pettifer has met the quota and is elected. Congratulations, Thomas. We now move to TSDSU's full-time officer positions. The candidates for the Carmarthen Campus President position were Georgia Thomas, Charlotte Rood, Rebecca Palmer, and reopen nominations. There were a total of 367 votes cast in this election. In the first round, Georgia Thomas got 142 votes, Charlotte Rood got 108 votes, Rebecca Palmer got 92 votes, and reopen nominations got 25 votes. No one has yet met the quota. The candidate with the lowest number of votes is removed, therefore reopened nomination is removed, and their vote shared by the voter's preference. In the second round, Georgia Thomas got 143 votes, Charlotte Rood got 110 votes, Rebecca Palmer got 92 votes. The candidate with the lowest number of votes is removed, therefore Rebecca Palmer is removed and her vote shared by the voter's preference. In the third round, Georgia Thomas got 160 votes and Charlotte Rood got 133 votes. So therefore, Georgia Thomas has met the quota and is therefore elected as 2021's Carmarthen Campus President. Congratulations, Georgia. For our Lampeter Campus President position, our candidates were Tammy Bowie, Daryl Milnes and reopened nominations. There are a total of 359 votes cast in this election. In the first round, Tammy Bowie got 231 votes and Daryl Milnes got 116 votes, and reopened nominations got 12 votes. Therefore, in the first round, Tammy Bowie has met the quota and is therefore elected our new Lampeter Campus President. Congratulations, Tammy. For our Swansea Campus President, our candidates were Abian Malhotra, Matthew Howells, Jennifer Sargison, and reopened nominations. There were 365 votes cast in this election. In the first round, Abian got 203 votes, Matthew Howells got 77 votes, Jennifer Sargison got 67 votes, and reopened nominations got 42 votes. Therefore, in the first round, Abian Malhotra reached our quota and is therefore elected as Swansea Campus President. Congratulations, Abian. And for our final election of the night, Group President. There were two candidates in this election, James Mills and Reuben Nicholas. The total number of votes cast in this election was 396, and therefore the quota to reach is 198. In the first round, James got 221 votes, Reuben got 133 votes, and reopened nominations got 42 votes. Therefore, in the first round, James has reached the threshold and is therefore elected our 2021 Group President. Huge congratulations to you, James. There are a few vacant positions, and these will be elected in our by-elections in our autumn term of the next academic year, so please keep your eye out for these posts if you're returning to TSDSU in September. Thank you again to all of the candidates and all of our students that have voted in this election. It has been a really tough few days, but our candidates have shown incredible determination and will do an excellent job to represent your ideas. Diolch yn fawr iawn.